Hello again. Well, no, not hello again, but hello, you guys. Hello, hello, hello. Come get this word. Come get this word. Come get your word. Come get your word. So, hello, hello, hello. I am here. My name is Sophia Johnson. So I just wanted to come on. I have some stuff to share. I know you guys probably have seen me at least 2 or 3 times today, and you're probably like, Lord, we're sick of her. Oh, well, my obedience got nothing to do with you. It's important, but I got to be obedient. So I'm going to tell you guys just a little small story, and then I'm going to read to you some questions. And if you clicked on here, you know that the topic is what are we saying? So prior to me marrying my husband, prior to me marrying my husband, I would jump from relationship. I would jump from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was, I thought it was what I was supposed to do. I thought I was supposed to, just date, 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 date. And I thought I was just supposed to be with somebody. But what I ended up realizing is that I had an issue with being alone. I had an issue with being alone. I, Sophia M. Johnson, had an issue. Well, let's say my maiden name, because again, I said before I married my husband. So I, Sophia M. Henry, past tense, jumped from man to man to man because I was afraid of being alone. What was I saying? I don't know what I was communicating to those men because I know they probably saw each other because the town wasn't but that big. So I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of dealing with my issues. I was afraid of what alone looked like. How many people are afraid of being alone? What are we saying? What are we communicating to people when we jump from man to man to man to man? Because check this out. 1 month you bring this dude home for your family to meet, or maybe your family ends up seeing y'all out at a restaurant. 6 months later, you out with another dude. 6 months later, you out with another dude. 2 months later, you out with another dude. You're dating all these men and possibly sleeping with them as well. So therefore, you're bringing on some new stuff, but we're not getting into that. We just talking about the fact of just jumping from man to man and being afraid of being alone. You don't want to deal with yourself. You don't want to deal with the issues that come with being alone. You don't want to deal with what you probably dealt with as a child. You probably are afraid that if you are alone, that means no one loves you, that nobody cares about you. But I'm here to tell you that being alone is possibly the best thing for you because you get to know yourself. You get to know what you like and you dislike. You get to know and you get to watch and see the dude that you do like. You get to see who he really is. Because a lot of times when we're dating, I remember my pastor saying, we, the first, what he said, the first 90 days or the first 6 months is not the person that you're dating because they are hiding who they are. So when year 1 or year 2 come up, you be like, who the heck is this? So yeah, so you get to see them in like a regular atmosphere. You get to keep an eye on them. You get to watch them and see who they are. Because when you date people, they're bringing their best foot forward. And we sometimes as women tend to give a lot of information in the beginning of the relationship of how the last relationship was and how you want the man to treat you. Like, okay, listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you telling a man how you want to be treated, but we give them all this information and guess what they do with it? some of them, not all, some of them take it and they were like, okay, so she like this, she like that, she da, 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 da. And then later on, all those things change. And you're like, what happened to the man that did this? What happened to the man that did that? And then you jumping from relationship to relationship and you're trying to figure out, well, is something wrong with them? No, sis, it's something wrong with you. Now, there's dudes that do that, but I can only talk to females because I'm a female. Ain't nothing manly about this. So, oh God. Listen. So, we need to spend time alone. It's good for you. It's good for the soul. You get to spend time alone with God. You get to say, God, what is it about me that makes me want to jump from man to man to man? And for in most cases, even for the men that jump from women to women to women, in most cases, it's because we don't want to be alone. We don't want to work on what's wrong with us. And we just want to just have somebody to hold us. I just want somebody to comfort me. Well, God can comfort you. Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to share that a little bit with you guys. I was afraid of being alone. So I have some questions. I have several. And I think I've shared this with someone else before. Let me hold on. I think I've shared these questions with someone else before. And I don't they not gonna care because it's not really it's catered to women, period, and men. Like you men, you can answer these questions as well. But these are some questions that I want to ask you guys. Yes, yes, yes. Oh God, this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here are the questions. You can either answer them in the comments or you can inbox me the answers, or you could just get a piece of paper, write the questions down, and later come back, watch the replay, pause it, write the question down, answer the question, and start thinking. Like if you're single or you are a female that's dating someone, but you have previously jumped from man to man to man to man, let's get healed before we get married. Yeah, because I wasn't healed when I got married. Let's be honest. I wasn't healed. I worked through it all since I've been married, but it would have been even better had I already been healed. But we ain't gonna get into that either. We just gonna talk about these questions. These questions. All right. So the first question is, how long do you wait before you start dating again? For me, sometimes it will be a month, 2 months, 3 months, 2 weeks, 1 week. Not saying that I was sleeping with all of them, but I would be dating somebody else. And I know people probably was like, what is this chick doing? Why is she? What is she doing? Why is she jumping from man to bed? I don't. And the first thing that people, what are we saying? The first thing that they gonna say is you will. Okay, Santa Claus says ho ho ho. Mary. Yeah. All right, next question. Why do you feel you need to stay in the relationship you're in now? Say you notice that some things ain't right in this relationship. You done pray and you done ask God, is this my husband? He tells you no, but you still stay. Now you know this ain't your husband, but you stay anyway. Why do you feel you have to stay in the relationship that you're in now, especially if you already know that ain't your husband? Moving on. Next question. What hold does he have on you? Those two can go hand in hand. What is it? He got some dirt on you? He got a child with you? What is it? What's the hold? What he got on you? What he got on you? All right. Ooh, we're gonna go to the question where I explain what my issue was. Why are you afraid to be alone? Y'all, write these questions down. Write these questions down and go ask them. And answer them later. Why are you afraid to be alone? What have you been doing as a ritual? What have you been doing? What have you been doing? Because we do things over and over again and it turns into a ritual. So what are you doing? What things are you doing? Are we what are we doing? Mm-mm-mm. Are you willing to release your way of living to live totally in the way God wants you to live? Because see, your way of living is jumping from man to man to man. My way of living was jumping from man to man to man prior to me getting married, prior to me dating my husband, prior to all of that. That's what I was doing. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna talk about me. I'm gonna keep it 100 because this is things that we need to think about as women and men. But like I said, I could talk about women because I'm a woman and I've been there, done that. Didn't say it was right, but I've been there, done that. I'm done with it, boo boo. All right. Next question. Are you willing to release your choosing a partner for the partner God has handpicked for you? Are you willing to release your choosing a partner for the partner God has handpicked for you? Because we all have someone that God personally made just for us. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We all have that man or that woman that God has molded. He took that clay and he molded that person just for you. So are we willing to allow him to give us our partner? Okay. Who you're with. Because it goes back to this question that I asked a while ago. I said, what hold does it have on you? Why do you feel you got to stay in a relationship? Who you're with isn't your husband, especially if you know that that isn't your husband or your wife. What hold do they have on you? What is it that you feel like you can't leave that relationship? Write those answers down because it's important. Write the question down, write the answer. It's important to know why you still in that relationship when you know that person is not your husband or your wife. It's important to know that. Why are you afraid to wait on the man God has for you or woman that God has for you? Why? And I know this ain't going to be a popular live. I ain't here to do popularity. What I'm here to do is to get you to thinking. Why do I keep jumping from man to man? And I've seen family members do this. I've seen friends do it. And I'd be like, Lord, didn't she just stop dating somebody 2 months ago? But it had became a routine of, oh, what is it called? What is those doors? A revolving door. Yeah, it was a revolving door. And so at some point, we got to be like, what is it? Like, I done dated 10 dudes in 1 year. And I get everybody say, oh, you can date as many dudes as you want. Well, I'm just going to date this dude and I'm just going to go out to dinner with this dude. Listen, God wants you with one person. He wants you with your husband or your wife. That's what he wants you with. It's important. It's very important. That's what he wanted. That's how he wanted. He wants you with your husband or your wife. That's it. Oh my goodness. You have to stop speaking about what's going wrong and speak to what's going on. Oh. So we speak about what's going wrong, but we're not speaking on what's going right. We're not trying to speak encouraging things into our lives. We speak about all the wrong things. Let's speak about the right things. Ooh. Oh my God. Jesus. Ooh. So let me say this right here. It's important to spend that alone time. You get to know who you are. You get to know who you are in God. You get to spend that time to just reflect on the good and the bad things. You get to see that person, because I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of men. They know who they want, right? They watching you. They seeing what kind of woman you are. If you ain't meeting, if you ain't who they thought you were, guess what? They gonna go on by their business. But then there's the men that know that you're their wife. Listen to me. And they waiting on you. You keep going and dating all these men. They waiting on you to get that out your system so that you ain't doing that when they get married to you. There's some men who know that you're their wife. There's some men. Can you turn that down some? There are some men who know who their wives are, but they can't even come to you and say, will you marry me? They can't come to you and say, will you marry me? Because you are doing too much. I was doing too much. I met my husband when I was 17 and he was 14. Me and my husband had a conversation. I had watched this show and I was trying to be funny. I was dead serious trying to be funny. I said, babe, when did you know you wanted to marry me? Because the lady had asked the dude that he told her. He was like, the dude was like, the first time I laid eyes on you, baby. And she was like, oh. So I asked him, I said, babe, when did you fall in love with me? Like, when did you know you wanted to marry me? He said, 14. Mind you, we didn't actually start dating until I was, how was I? 22? Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, but he knew at 14 that I was his wife. He knew this. I didn't know this, but guess what I was doing? I was out there going from man to man to man. Like, it wasn't that bad, but I began to realize that there was a pattern, a cycle that I was going in. So, why do we not want to be alone? What is it about us that we don't want to be alone with ourselves? Why do we feel we have to go from man to man to man? My issue was I didn't want to be alone. I always wanted somebody to be there. I always wanted somebody to be there. But that alone time, you all right? Oh, I'm sorry. That alone time is good for you. So I just wanted to get on. This was something that the Holy Spirit wanted me to come and share with you guys about um, relationships and not feeling like you got to go from man to man. I've seen it done. I've been that chick that did it. This good. And another thing, when we don't know our worth, we'll do that. We'll jump from man to man to man. Men do it too, and I know y'all keep saying, why should I always talk about female? I'm a female. I can only talk from a female perspective. If you want a male's perspective, go ask the men. But even for the men, this gives them insight to, oh, that's why she was doing that. She didn't want to be alone. She didn't know her worth. Okay, now she knows her worth. See what I'm saying? See? Come on. Are we here? Are we here? Do y'all see me? So I just wanted to get on and be obedient and do what Holy Spirit told me to do, which is come on and share that word with you guys. What are we saying? The first thing that comes to mind when people see us jumping from man to man to man, they think that we are a ho, ho, ho. You know, like Merry Christmas. Like Santa Claus says, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Yeah, that's what they are saying. that you are a ho, ho, ho. So spend that alone time. Get to know yourself. Get to know who you are in God. Spend that alone time. Get to know yourself. Spend some time with God. So that's all I wanted to say. I love you guys. And we're going to end this thing like we always do. Y'all ready? Hey, snap your fingers. Come on. Snap your fingers. Come on. Hey, snap your fingers. Come on. That was powerful. That word was powerful. That was powerful. That word was powerful. Hey, we're going to do it one more time. Hey, that was powerful. That word was powerful. That was powerful. That word was powerful. Deuces. I'll holler at y'all later. Bye.